All right, guys, welcome into my official NFL week number 12 upset alert picks. We did have the three Thanksgiving games. Pretty good on the Thanksgiving games. Loved the Cowboys, loved the over, got both of those. I like the Packers to cover. They ended up winning outright. The only issue, that late night game, I did love the under, missed it by a half a point. What are you going to do? But let's kick it off here in this video, like we always do with my potential upsets, and then we are going to look at some of the betting analytics towards the end. But this first one, I mean, this really wouldn't be an upset, but I do have Cincinnati winning, sitting kind of as 1 point underdogs. Jake Browning, Kenny Pickett. I think the real play in this game is the under. We saw a Steelers over-under last week, right around 34 or 35. It's a low number, but it still ended up going under. And this one could as well, although there is more uncertainty with Jake Browning. Like, I think Jake Browning has a higher upside than DTR did with the Browns, just because Jake Browning, he's been in the system longer. He's been a backup for a few years, and he has legitimate weapons. Jake Browning might be able to operate this offense at least decently, although you do have to understand the Steelers do have a very solid, sound defense, so we should be expecting a lower scoring game, and I do like Cincinnati to win it. Also, the other thing, the Steelers just offer such a limited upside in terms of their offense. It seems like one of their receivers is getting angry every week. I will take the Bengals in that one. Next, we do have Jacksonville sitting -1, possibly -2. I think I saw that line move. I think the play in this game really is not Houston. I do like the over. CJ Stroud, it was tough last week with the 3 interceptions, but if he comes back this week with throws 4 touchdowns, he could be right back into the, MVP race as a rookie, which is just crazy. But I like Jacksonville in this game. I think they hold serve, they win outright, but love the over in that one. Next, we do have Indianapolis hosting Tampa Bay, and this is kind of a random one, but I do love Indianapolis to win this game outright fairly easily. I think Indianapolis is kind of under the radar this year, so I don't see an upset. I do not see Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay, against San Francisco last week, it's an uphill battle, but they really weren't competitive, and I feel like they're on the downturn this year. Also, you look at this Tampa Bay team, I'm not sure on their future. They're sitting at 4-6. They're probably going to finish 6-11, 7-10. That's not going to get you a top. Well, maybe it'll get you a quarterback. Like if you're drafting 10th or 11th, you could draft like Bo Nix or someone, I guess. I don't know. Either way, Tampa Bay is just kind of in a weird spot where it's like they're trying to win, but they really don't have much of a shot right now. Next, we do have the Rams -1 at Arizona, and I do like Arizona to win this game, and I also love the over. Matt Stafford this year has not had a crazy good game. I think he finally throws up 3 touchdown passes, even with the Cooper Kupp injury, and then you're looking at an Arizona team with Kyler Murray. They're ready to break out. They're ready to win a game. Actually, I think they won in Kyler Murray's return. Then they lost last week, only scored 16 points. I like them at home against a Rams team who really isn't that good. Also, the Rams finally have their first-round pick back. Not saying they're incentivized to lose, but there is that. And then there's a 425 game. So I just don't understand how. I guess I can kind of understand it because the Raiders earlier this year were terrible, but I just like the Raiders at home. They've played really well at home. Kansas City just doesn't have great receiver weapons. It's really Travis Kelce, and that's it, considering the bust that they've drafted, like Sky Moore. I will take the Raiders plus the 9.5. Again, they play well at home. I don't think they win this game outright. Kansas City is going to be angry after the Monday night loss to the Eagles, but even that Monday night loss, it's just, they're dropping deep passes. They're scoring under 20 points at home. Seems like there's good value in the Raiders being at home. And then another 425 game. So this actually is an upset alert for me. I will be taking Buffalo to win this game outright over Philadelphia. Philadelphia sitting 9-1 right now. Really good team. But let's be honest, they're going to lose some games. The narrative surrounding the Bills is completely overblown. You can just take a look at the FPI and the analytics versus the public spread. Philadelphia -3.5. The analytics say it should actually be a pick'em or possibly Buffalo 1-point favorites. I'm not saying the analytics are always right, but this does seem like a blind spot and a narrative-driven idea that Buffalo is this terrible team this year. They've suffered some very close losses, a lot of one-score losses. I think they win this game outright. It's going to be very tough for sure, but I like them on the road. And then the 8:20 game, there's another game I actually do have an upset. I just think Baltimore, they're already sitting 8-3. They're overdue for a loss. They're still going to win the division, no problem, but this is the NFL. You're going to lose some games, and the Chargers are going to be ultra motivated. They're on the verge of firing their head coach. They need to win this game and get to 5-6. Justin Herbert, it hasn't been amazing, but he's been really good the past few weeks. The Quentin Johnston drop in Lambeau really cost them, and I think they win this game. It's a Sunday night game. It's at home, although there's really not a lot of emphasis on it being at home, considering there's basically no home field advantage for the Chargers in LA. It is like a neutral site in terms of that. But let's get to my top 3 parlays now. So this first one, very simple. It's a 3-teamer. So this is a game that's going on today. It is Miami. I'm just taking them on the money line at the Jets. So the Jets are just horrible. I understand they're benching Zach Wilson, and maybe that'll light a fire under them. Also, Miami possibly playing in cold weather. It could dampen them a little bit. We've seen that happen a lot. But I think they win this game. They're minus 470. You do have the Patriots on the money line at the Giants. So this is a weird one. It's kind of like a psychological thing. We loved the Giants plus the 10 last week at the Commanders after the Giants had gotten destroyed by the Cowboys, and they rewarded. But now I'm actually going against the Giants because even with the win last week, it was a 1-week thing. The Giants realize they have to lose these games. It's not in the Patriots' DNA to tank. They're not going to tank. They're going to win this game on the road. They're sitting minus 3.5 right now. There's been positive movement for New England in that game. And then also Tennessee. I just think Will Levis, he's shown flashes. He's at home now. They're sitting minus 3.5. I think they win this game outright against the Carolina team. Carolina can be a little bit of a lethal team considering there's no reason for them to lose. They don't have their first round pick. They're just trying to develop Bryce Young. But also Tennessee is just trying to develop Will Levis, and they would love for him to really have a good finish to the season, his rookie year, and say, maybe he's our franchise quarterback. We go into next year, possibly draft an elite offensive tackle in the first round and move on. And then there's a few 4-teamers. So this is the Chargers plus the 3.5. Like I said, I like the Chargers to win outright against the Ravens. Positive line movement there. Baltimore originally was minus 4.5. It's gone down. Then I also do like Vegas plus the 8. That's another one that's gone way down. So guys, yeah, a lot of these, when I do my best bets like early in the week, the lines end up being affected, and it's seemingly bringing a lot of these games closer, and it's not great value as normally it is earlier in the week. So when it comes to betting, sometimes it's good to do it early in the week, unless, of course, the injuries. The injuries are brutal, especially nowadays in the NFL with starting quarterbacks. You just don't even know who's going to play. I do like the over in the Rams-Cardinals game. I just get an over vibe in a dome. Yeah, again, Matt Stafford, he hasn't had a great game yet. Kyler Murray's coming off only a 16-point performance, but I still like him. That's an okay offense with James Conner back and Hollywood Brown. And then I will take Buffalo. I mean, this is another one that's gone down. It's down to 3. I'll take the Bills to win outright against the Eagles there. And then another 14 parlay, Indianapolis minus the 2. I like them to win big against the Buccaneers. Just feels like a game, Indianapolis, a 1 o'clock game at home. This is one of their blowout type wins to me. That's the vibe I get. The over in the Jaguars-Texans game, 47.5. It's a decently high number for an NFL game, but it's nothing crazy, especially with Trevor Lawrence and how well he played last week against Tennessee. Now he's going into a dome against C.J. Stroud, who's possibly getting Noah Brown back. I'm not sure what's going on with Nico Collins, but they do have weapons on that team, along with Dalton Schultz, Tank Dell, the superstar rookie. I don't know if I'd call him a superstar, but he's a good young player. So I'll take the over there. How about the over 41.5? I would not advise doing this. I don't know why I like the over in this game. I seriously don't. New Orleans has had issues all year on offense with the Derek Carr thing. Now Jameis Winston. Atlanta, they're just horrible. Atlanta needs like 2 really short fields, because there's just no way to generate big plays. And them switching back to Desmond Ridder, which I thought I read they did, it just makes no sense. I think Taylor Heineke is at least capable of generating something. Desmond Ridder, on the other hand, I just like the over because this is one of those random NFL games I think is going to go over. And it's kind of a lower number for a dome game. And then I am taking the under 35.5. Steelers, Bengals, of course. Possibly, slightly colder weather. Also, Kenny Pickett versus Jake Browning. We're expecting a very low score there. Now let's get into, where's the money going in on some of these games. Just take a look. You can see Indianapolis getting slightly more money. Wow, they love the over. 44.5, 99% of it. I'm not too sure about that. I'm not going to go crazy on the over 44.5 there. Steelers, Bengals looks to be pretty even. Tons of money coming in on the under. Yes, we're all NPCs going in on the under in that terrible matchup. You do have the Patriots, Giants. A lot of money coming in on the Giants plus the 3.5. Yeah, I think that's the narrative off of last week with the young quarterback playing well for the Giants winning. Also the Patriots really having a bad season. And then a lot of people like the under 34. That's a low over-under, man, 34. It's not as low as the Iowa games. Yeah, the Iowa games are like in the lower 20s. It's crazy. And then the Jaguars, Texans. You could see a lot of money coming in on the Texans. I would disagree with that. And then I agree with the over 47.5. Next, you do have the Saints and the Falcons. Tons of money coming in on Atlanta. Over-under seemingly split. Panthers, Titans, slightly more money coming in on Tennessee. Money coming in on the under 36.5 as well. You do have the Rams, Cardinals. Slightly more money coming in on the Rams, but it's close. Tons of money coming in on the under. So there's a disagreement right there. I think that game will go over 44.5. And then the Browns, Broncos, you can see very even. It's tough to bet either of these teams, the Broncos and the Browns, just because they play such close games every week. And there you can see the spread reflective of it. Denver sitting -1.5. Yeah, the over-under sitting at 36. It's just hard with those two teams. Even with Russell Wilson, I mean, there is the narrative that Russell Wilson's playing better, but he's kind of become just like a game manager, if we're going to be completely honest. I know they've won 4 games in a row, though. And then the Bills, Eagles, a lot of money coming in on Buffalo, 75% of the cash, doesn't surprise me. A lot of money coming in on the over 48.5. That does not surprise me either. You do have Vegas and the Chiefs. A lot of money coming in on Vegas, plus the 9, good value. Tons of money on the under 43. Wow. Maybe that's the play of the week, the under 43 in the Kansas City-Vegas game, because I heard a lot of sharps love the under in that game. And then the Ravens-Chargers. Slightly more money coming in on the Chargers, and then you do also have more money coming in on the over 48. But guys, that is going to do it for this video. Make sure you're following me on X. Link to that's always in the description.